Welcome to the finale of the 31st season of Scholastic IQ, the game where knowledge rules. I'm your host, and we have a fantastic show in store for you tonight, where one of these teams is going to be crowned our 31st season champion. Is it going to be Calloway with Isaac, Ethan, Caesar, and Ellie going for the repeat, the back-to-back? Or is it going to be Metro East with Harry, Silas, Mary, and Josh that's going to take away the crown? Let's find out, but before we do, let's just do a recap of our rules. We'll start out with some toss-up questions. Each of those is worth 10 points. If they get it right, they move on to a bonus, which is worth 20 and can be stolen for 10. You guys are allowed to interrupt me at any time, but if you interrupt me and get the question wrong, it is 5 points for the other team. Now, I know you guys get the rules. We're all ready here, all ready to get into this finals. So let's get into the questions. What author wrote about Clongowes, a school attended by Stephen Dedalus in the novels Silas?
Joyce.
James Joyce is correct. Well done. For your bonus, the Chicago skyscraper, once known as the John Hancock Center, is now named for its address on what street west of Lakeshore Drive?
Is it Willis? No, it's not. All I know is the park. Central Station. Navy.
You guys are all out of time. Calloway, chance to steal.
Willis.
Willis is incorrect. Also, it's not the Willis, it's the Sears Tower. And the answer we're looking for was Michigan Avenue. Although I'm not gonna lie, even though I'm from Chicago, that's the first time I've ever heard it's called that. It's definitely just the Hancock still. For the next toss-up, what Englishman wrote the treatise Optics names a Silas?
Isaac Newton.
Isaac Newton is correct. For your bonus, what state's 2022 gubernatorial election featured Attorney General Josh Shapiro and Doug Mastriano, who participated in the January 6th insurrection?
State? Mississippi.
Mississippi is incorrect. Calloway, chances you.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania is correct. Well done, Caesar. The next toss-up, what country whose port of Szczecin is south of the Bay of Pomerania is home to the Silas?
Germany.
Germany is incorrect. I'll read the rest of the question. Is home to the Vistula, a river that flows past Krakow and Warsaw. Caesar.
Poland.
Poland is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what admiral declared, quote, "You may fire when ready, Gridley," to begin the Battle of Manila Bay, where he destroyed a fleet in the Spanish-American War?
Dewey.
George Dewey is correct. Well done. For your next toss-up, what man who defeated his grandfather Astyages and conquered Media, Lydia, and Babylon to form the Achaemenid? Isaac.
Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great is incorrect. I'll read the rest of the question. To form the Achaemenid Empire in Persia was called the Great. Harry.
Cyrus.
Cyrus the Great is correct. Hold on. For your bonus, what science fiction author depicted time travel paradoxes in his novella By His Bootstraps and a lunar colony in The Moon is a Harsh Mistress?
Philip K. Dick. Philip K. Dick.
Philip K. Dick is incorrect. Calloway, a chance to steal.
Robinson.
Robinson is incorrect. The answer we're looking for was Robert A. Heinlein. Robert A. Heinlein. For you guys, the next question, pencil and paper ready. What is the area between the two squares if a square with side lengths of 3 is drawn inside a square with side lengths of 7? Silas.
40.
40 is correct. Well done. For your bonus, chokes are a variety of what electrical components that store energy in a magnetic field and whose strength is measured in henries?
Is it not capacitors? Battery. Capacitor.
Capacitor is incorrect. Calloway, chance to steal.
Coils.
Coils is also incorrect. The answer we're looking for was inductors. Inductors. The next toss-up, what composer wrote many opera roles for his lover, Peter Pears, who sang in his Silas?
Tchaikovsky.
Tchaikovsky is incorrect. I'll read the rest of the question. Who sang in his 20th century English operas, The Turn of the Screw and Peter Grimes? Ellie.
Stravinsky.
Stravinsky is incorrect. The answer we're looking for was Benjamin Britten. Benjamin Britten. The next toss-up. What show in which Chrissy's death is wrongly blamed on Eddie? Ellie.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Chrissy, wake up. I don't like this. For your bonus, Henry Dobbins wears his girlfriend's stockings around his neck for good luck in a story from what collection by Tim O'Brien about the Vietnam War?
Is it all the things they carry? Is that right? It's just the things they carry. Let's see.
The Things They
The
Carried.
things they carried is correct. Well done. For your next toss-up, pencil and paper ready. How many millimeters are equivalent to 35 centimeters? Silence.
350.
350 millimeters is correct. Well done. For your bonus, in September 2022, what province's James Smith Cree Nation was the site of a mass stabbing attack about 200 miles north of its capital, Regina?
So that's Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan is correct. Well done. Back to the Canadians. Love to see it. For the next toss-up, what city is home to the artificial Lake Paranoa, was designed in part by Lucio Costa? Silas.
Brasilia.
Brasilia is correct. For your bonus, what fast food chain, which in 1984 introduced the slogan, quote, "Where's the beef?" often ran ads featuring its founder, Dave Thomas?
Wendy's.
Wendy's is correct. Well done. For the next toss-up, the title character of what Andrew Lloyd Webber musical is imprisoned by Potiphar, sings "Close Every Door," and owns a Technicolor Dreamcoat? Harry.
Joseph.
Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat is correct. Well done. For your bonus, pencil and paper ready. What is the area of a right triangle whose sides have lengths of 6, 8, and 10 respectively?
24.
24 is correct. Well done. And that'll take us to our first media question. This indie rock band from England released this song in 2020. Silas.
Glass Animals.
Glass Animals is incorrect. The band is called Glass Animals, and this song is a part of Ellie.
Heat Waves.
Heatwave is correct. Hold on. And because that is a audio question, there is no bonus question. So we'll take it back to the toss-ups. What state in which independent Betsy Johnson is running for governor against Tina Kotek? Caesar.
Oregon.
Oregon is correct. Well done. For your bonus, the Spratly Islands are in what sea where the 9-dash line has led to many territorial disputes?
South China Sea.
The South China Sea is correct. Well done, Calloway. For the next toss-up, what purine that is the world's most widely consumed ethan?
Caffeine.
Caffeine is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what flag adopted in 1606 bears a combination of the crosses of St. Andrew, St. Patrick, and St. George?
Union Jack.
It is the Jack. Well done, Colin. For the next toss-up, fictional examples of what mammal include Richard Scarry's polite one, the Mo Willems character Gerald, and the kindly Dr. Seuss character Horton? Silas.
Elephant.
Elephant is correct. Hold on. For your bonus, a 2018 novel by Madeline Miller is named after what enchantress who lives on the island of Aea and turns many followers of Odysseus into pigs?
Circe.
Circe is correct. Well done. The next toss-up. What activist led the salad bowl strike and the Delano grape strike in the 1970s? Caesar.
Cesar Chavez.
Cesar Chavez is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what process which occurs suddenly according to Stephen Jay Gould's theory of punctuated equilibrium has a sympatric and allopatric types?
Fission.
Fission is incorrect. Metro East chances.
Evolution.
Evolution is incorrect. The answer we're looking for was speciation. And I think Harry muttered it right before I said it. I'll take us to the next toss-up. What Norse god commissioned Frey's ship Skidbladnir and Odin's spear Gungnir was the father of the wolf Fenrir? Mary.
Loki.
Loki is correct. Well done. For your bonus, the phrase, quote, southwestern townships was shortened to Soweto in a 1949 to name a racially segregated slum near what major African city?
Johannesburg.
Johannesburg is correct. Well done. For the next toss-up, what mathematician wrote in the margin of his copy Arithmetica? Silas.
Fermat.
Pierre de Fermat is correct. Well done. For your bonus, Congress overrode Woodrow Wilson's veto of what 1919 law passed to enforce the 18th Amendment and Prohibition?
The Volstead Act.
The Volstead Act is correct. Well done, Josh. Next toss-up. What big band leader who released the album Mercy Mercy often engaged in, quote, battles with Gene Krupa and is often called the greatest drummer ever? Isaac.
Buddy Rich.
Buddy Rich is correct. Well done. For your bonus, baseball player Mookie Betts has also competed professionally in what sport whose candle pin variety is popular in New England?
Polo.
Polo is incorrect.
Bowling.
Bowling is correct, and apparently Mookie Betts bowled 3 perfect games, which is that's pretty impressive. So the next toss-up, what activist whose essay My First Conch recounts having his hair painfully relaxed partnered with Alex Haley to write his autobiography in 1965? Silence.
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what scientist's namesake radius equal to about 53 picometers arises in his model of the hydrogen atom, which improvised on the Rutherford model?
Bohr.
Niels Bohr is correct. Well done, Metro East. The next toss-up, what natural features have a fringing type, are formed by colonies of polyps, are subject to bleaching, and Ethan?
Coral.
Coral, we accept
Coral
just
reef.
coral? Coral reefs, yeah, that's correct. For your bonus, Anne Radcliffe's 1794 novel, The Mysteries of Udolpho, is a work in what genre, which combines horror and romance and is named for a type of architecture?
Gothic.
Gothic is correct. Well done. The next toss-up, what movie starring J.K. Simmons and Leslie Grace? Silas.
Whiplash.
Whiplash is incorrect. I'll read the rest of the question. What movie starring J.K. Simmons and Leslie Grace had its 2022 release canceled? It is about the daughter of Gotham Police Commissioner Jim Gordon. Isaac.
Batgirl.
Batgirl is correct. Well done. For your bonus, the 1993 Oslo Accords were agreed between the Yitzhak Rabin and what man who was the chairman of the Palestine Liberation Organization from 1969 to 2004?
Yasser Arafat.
Yasser Arafat is correct. Well done, Caesar. For the next toss-up, what dynasty, which took power by winning the first battle of Panipat, was established by Babur in 1526 and reigned over India? Caesar.
Mughal.
The Mughal Empire is correct. Well done. For your bonus question, the bones in the human leg are the femur, tibia, fibula, and what largest sesamoid bone?
Ankle.
Ankle is incorrect. Metro East chances.
Patella.
Patella is correct. Well done, Josh.
I didn't even think of it.
And that will take us to our lightning round. The way our lightning round works is each team will have 60 seconds to answer as many questions as they can about a certain topic. Now, Calloway, since you guys are trailing in this one, you will have the first pick of the bunch. Your choices are animal phyla, operatic composers, double F, and street postal abbreviations.
Animal phyla.
Animal phyla it is. Given one or more animals, name the phylum to which they belong. I'll give you 60 seconds on the clock and count you down. 3, 2, 1. Insects and scorpions.
Arthropods.
That's correct. Sponges.
Periphery.
That's correct. Earthworms.
Annelids.
That's correct. Squids and oysters.
Cephalopoda.
That's incorrect. Humans and birds.
Chordata.
That's correct. Jellyfish.
Cnidarians.
That's correct. Sea urchins and sand dollars.
Echinoderms.
Echinoderm is correct. Water bears.
Tardigrada.
That is correct. Tapeworms.
Platymintes.
That is correct. The model organism C. elegans.
Nematodes.
Nematodes is correct. So going 9 out of 10 there. The only one that you guys missed was squid and oysters is mollusks. Mollusks, very simple. But those dang nematodes for the last one. All right, Metro East, it's now your guys' turn. Your choices are operatic composers, double F, and street postal abbreviations.
We will take a double F.
Double F, it is. Give these words that end in two F's. I will give you 60 seconds on the clock and count you down. 3, 2, 1. A vertical rock face.
Cliff.
That's correct. The party that launches a lawsuit in a court case.
Plaintiff.
That's correct. Very muscular and brawny.
Buff.
That's correct. A scalp condition that causes itchiness and flaking.
Dandruff.
That's correct. A dull mark caused by scraping.
Pass.
A repeated melody often on guitar.
Riff.
That's correct. Large, dark-muzzled dog breed often used as guard dogs.
Mastiff.
That's correct. A small one-person rowboat.
Skiff.
That's correct. The button wrist portion of a sleeve.
Cuff.
That's correct. A roughly 7-foot wooden rod popular in English medieval combat.
Quarterstaff.
That's correct. A dull mark caused by scraping.
Scuff.
Scuff is correct. Well done, going 10 for 10 real quick at that too. So let's just take a look at our updated scores after the lightning round. We have Calloway at 320 and going 10 for 10, Metro East at 385, but still an incredibly close game on our hands, anybody's game as we head into the second half. So let's get into it. What poet mourned the death of Edward King in the elegy Lycidas and wrote, quote, better to reign in hell than serve in heaven in his epic Lost Ellie?
Milton.
John Milton is correct. For your bonus, what fictional harpooner from the Pacific island of Rokovoko does Ishmael meet in New Bedford in the novel Moby Dick?
Queequeg.
Queequeg is correct. Well done. The next toss-up, what transition metal with an atomic number 43? Silas.
Technetium.
Technetium is correct. Well done. For your bonus, the second circumnavigation of the world was led by what English privateer who also helped lead the fleet that defeated the Spanish Armada?
Drake.
Sir Francis Drake is correct. Well done. For your next toss-up, which conquistador who was assassinated in 1541 by Josh?
Pizarro.
Pizarro is correct. Well done, Josh. For your bonus, in what state was the former NFL star Brett Favre accused of using money meant for welfare funds to build a college volleyball facility?
Mississippi.
Mississippi is correct. Hold on. For your next toss-up, what language, the subject of the least popular advanced placement exam, has variants such as Piedmontese, as well as Tuscan and Florin? Caesar.
Italian.
Italian is correct. Hold on. For your bonus, join and select are keywords in what language used to obtain information from relational databases?
Basic.
Basic is incorrect. Metro East, chance to steal.
R.
R is also incorrect. The answer we're looking for was SQL or SQL. For the next toss-up, what possibly legendary author is credited with creating the two pots, the ant and the grasshopper, the boy, Ellie?
Aesop.
Aesop is correct. Well done, Ellie. For your bonus, what condition, the subject of an 1819 ode by John Keats, was formerly thought to be caused by an excess of black bile and is similar to sadness?
Depression.
Depression is incorrect. Metro East.
Melancholy.
Melancholy is correct. All done there. For your next toss-up, what country where Che Guevara died? Silence.
Cuba.
Cuba is incorrect. I'll read the rest of the question. What country where Che Guevara died was home to the silver mine at Potosi and is named for the South American liberator whose first name was Simon? Caesar.
Bolivia.
Bolivia is correct. Hold on. Your bonus, in what state did 4 black students spark the sit-in movement by refusing to leave the counter of a Woolworth store in Greensboro in 1960?
North Carolina.
North Carolina is correct. Well done. For your next toss-up, what woman who is shown in a sculpture in the Cornaro Chapel, in which Gian Lorenzo Bernini depicted her ecstasy, was a Silas?
Saint Teresa.
Saint Teresa is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what French physicist proposed the pilot wave theory and hypothesized that all particles have a corresponding wavelength?
De Broglie.
De Broglie is correct. For your next toss-up, what president whose crystal flute was played in September 2022? Silas.
James Madison.
James Madison is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what set of 6 instrumental works by Jean-Sebastian Bach are named for the city ruled by Margrave Christian Ludwig, to whom they were sent?
Brandenburg.
Brandenburg. Will we accept just Brandenburg?
Brandenburg Concerto.
Brandenburg Concerto.
I think S West City.
Yeah.
I know it is.
For your next toss-up, what country's Awami League has been led since 1981 by Sheikh Hasina, who was prime minister during the Rana Plaza collapse near its capital, Dhaka? Silence.
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh is correct. Well done. For your bonus, Anna Anderson impersonated what Russian princess who, despite popular myth, was shot alongside her father Tsar Nicholas II and other Romanovs in 1918?
Anastasia.
Anastasia is correct. Good Disney movie, though. Very solid Disney. For next toss-up, what institution, which was led in the early 1940s by Harlan Stone, gained its first female member in 1980? Silas, or Caesars.
Supreme Court.
Supreme Court is correct. Well done. And for your bonus, pencil and paper ready. What decimal or base -10 number is equivalent to the base -5 number 103?
Somebody say something. Oh, yeah, say it. 28.
28 is correct. Well done, Isaac. The next toss-up, what object which helped confirm the, quote, dirty snowball theory on its most recent silence?
Halley's Comet.
Halley's Comet is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what Austrian artist who was part of the Vienna Secession around the turn of the 20th century used gold leaf in his painting The Kiss?
Klimt.
Gustav Klimt is correct. Well done. The next question, a poem in what form describes a frog jumping into a pond? Silas.
Haiku.
Haiku is correct. Well done. For your bonus, the city of Ephesus was home to a temple, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, dedicated to what virginal Greek goddess of the hunt?
Artemis.
Artemis is correct. Well done. For your next question, what economic phenomena measured by the denominator of the Sharpe ratio is avoided by people with a namesake aversion and is balanced by silence?
Risk.
Risk is correct. For your bonus, what Arizona senator and attributed author of The Conscience of a Conservative lost the 1964 presidential election to Lyndon B. Johnson? Sorry, you guys are all out of time. Calloway.
Barry Goldwater.
Barry Goldwater is correct. Well done. Your next toss-up. What cellular structure, which contains folds called cristae? Silas.
Mitochondria.
Mitochondria is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what anthropologist and pioneer of cultural relativism taught Ruth Benedict and Edward Sapir at Columbia University and opposed scientific racism?
Geertz.
Geertz is incorrect. Calloway, chance to see.
Conrad.
Conrad is incorrect. The answer we're looking for was Franz Boas. Franz Boas.
Yeah, I knew that.
For the next toss-up, what state capital, which is on the Gastonal Channel, has a land area larger than the state of Delaware and is the northernmost state capital? Isaac.
Juneau.
Juneau is correct. Hold on. For your bonus, what ancient Greek who was called the weeping philosopher illustrated his theory of flux by saying that one cannot step in the same river twice?
Socrates.
Socrates is incorrect. Metro East, chance to seal.
Heraclitus.
Heraclitus is correct. Well done. The next question, what event which began after the assassination attempt on Gaspard de Coligny was the 1572 slaughter of thousands of silence?
St. Bartholomew's Day Massacre.
St. Bartholomew's Day Massacre is correct. Well done. For your bonus, in 2022, what American chemist's work in click chemistry earned him his 2nd Nobel Prize in chemistry?
I do not know his name. I saw this, but I don't know his name. Nothing.
Calloway, chance to see.
Pauly.
Paul is incorrect. The answer we're looking for was a Barry Sharpless. Barry Sharpless. Stuff. For the next toss-up, what occupation is held by the protagonist of The Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler and by Dashiell Hamlet's character Silas?
Detective.
Private detective is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what Persona titles a 2022 track featuring Tana Leon appears on a Kendrick Lamar double album titled For His Figure and The Big Steppers?
Benny.
Can you say that again?
Benny.
Betty is incorrect. Calloway, chance to steal.
Uncle Pepper.
Uncle Pepper is incorrect. The answer you're looking for was Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And that bell means we are all out of time. And thank God, because I only had 2 questions left. You guys were really running out the script on that one. Let's take a look at our final scores. It is Calloway with 455 and Metro East with 655. So congratulations, guys. You are the season 31 champions. Take a bow. Very well done, guys. Great effort. And to Calloway, too, fantastic effort from you guys. Pure domination for the entire season. You got back to the finals again. No shame in finishing second on this one. So that is all the time we have for on today's show. For our 2 fantastic teams and our new champions, Metro East, I'm Ethan Neer. Thank you so much, and good night.